My name is Arden Hale, and if you had asked me 12 months ago what holds a marriage together, I would have said trust, shared humor, and the steady comfort of knowing the person beside you is truly on your side. What I didn't know then is how fast a single sentence, tossed out with a smirk and glossed lips, can unravel 10 years of belief. It happened on a Friday evening that felt too peaceful to lead anywhere painful. I was clearing the dishes when my wife, Leah, walked into the kitchen dressed like someone planning for trouble. A silver dress that caught the light, heels she only wore on special occasions, and the perfume she saved for nights she wanted eyes on her. She grabbed her clutch, slipped in her phone and said casually, "I'm going to Nightshade with Celeste. The girls want a late one." I glanced up. "You didn't say anything about this." She checked her lipstick in the microwave door, barely glancing at me. "It was last minute." "Leah," I said, trying not to raise my voice. "We've talked about this. Clubs make me uncomfortable, the drinking, the crowd, the guys hitting on women. She shut the microwave door hard. "Arden, don't start. You're being controlling." "I'm asking for respect," I said. She gave a laugh that felt like a slap, short, sharp, dismissive. "Respect? You don't own me. If you don't like it, get a divorce." Just like that. 10 years. Reduced to one careless threat thrown over her shoulder. I didn't break. I didn't even get angry. Something inside me simply shifted into place, a place it should have been much sooner. I looked at her, the woman who once cried when I brought her hot chocolate during a snowstorm, and realized she wasn't that woman anymore. And maybe I wasn't the same man either. So I answered quietly, "As you wish." She froze for a second, her lips parting like she wasn't sure she heard me right. But instead of asking what I meant, she scoffed, waved it off and walked out, heels clicking, perfume lingering, the door closing like the end of a chapter. I didn't chase her. Instead, I walked to my office, opened my laptop, and pulled up the divorce papers I had drafted months ago. Not because I wanted to use them, but because some part of me knew I might need them one day. Tonight was that day. I signed, saved, and emailed them to her with a single line. "As you requested." Then I set my phone on the dining table and waited. Not for her. For clarity. It took 3 minutes. Gravel crunched outside, fast, reckless. The front door slammed open. Leah rushed in barefoot, heels in hand, hair a mess. "Arden," she shouted, breathless. "What is this?" She shoved her phone toward me, displaying my email. Her mascara was streaked. From tears or panic, I couldn't tell. "You told me to get a divorce if I didn't like something," I said evenly. "So I honored your wish." She scanned my face, searching for anger, hurt, anything she could grab onto. But there was nothing left to grab. "You're not serious," she whispered. "I am." Her voice cracked. "You can't just decide that. You decided first." Silence. Real silence. The kind we hadn't shared in months. She sank into a chair, gripping her heels like they were keeping her alive. "Arden, please. Can we talk?" "Then talk," I said. But neither of us expected what she would say next. She wiped her face. "I didn't mean what I said," she murmured. "You know that." "Then why did it roll out so easily?" Her throat tightened. "Because you were judging me. You always." "I asked for communication, not control," I said. "There's a difference." Her hands trembled in her lap. She suddenly looked small, like she finally realized how far she'd wandered. "I shouldn't have gone like that," she whispered. "Not when things are already so strained." "It wasn't the nightclub," I said. "It was the way you made our entire marriage sound disposable." She looked up sharply. "It's not disposable to me. Arden, I swear it's not." I let the silence answer her. She twisted her fingers the way she always did when she was scared. And for the first time in a long while, I wasn't the one afraid. "When did respect vanish between us?" I asked. She shook her head. "I don't know." "I do," I said. "It was when honesty became optional. When your nights out mattered more than our nights in. When your friends got the version of you that used to be mine." Her voice cracked. "I never meant to push you away." "But you did," I said softly. "And you didn't stop." She wiped another tear and whispered, "Tell me what you want from me. Anything. Just tell me." "That's the problem," I said. "I don't want to beg you to care. I want you to want this marriage on your own." She stared down at her shaking hands for a long moment, then barely audible, "I don't want a divorce." "And if I hadn't stood up for myself tonight?" I asked. She hesitated. I don't know." Which meant she would have kept pushing until nothing was left. Finally she whispered, "What happens now?" "I don't know," I admitted. "But we can't go back to how things were." I can change, she pleaded. Please, Arden. Just give me a chance. You can't fix something you won't admit was broken. Her knees wobbled as she stood. Should I go? I didn't answer. The silence answered for me. She stepped closer, cautiously. Can I ask you one thing? I nodded. Do you still love me? Was hopeful. Desperate. Cruel. I do, I said. But love without respect is just attachment. And that's what we became. She covered her mouth as a sob slipped out. I don't know how to fix respect, she whispered. You start by listening, I said. By choosing us without being asked. By not running to a nightclub because you're bored. And by not treating divorce like a punchline. She nodded like each line hit a bruise she'd ignored too long. I want to try, she whispered. And I want to heal, I replied. Together? She asked quietly. I didn't answer immediately. I thought, really thought, letting reason speak instead of fear. Together, I said at last. But with boundaries. With honesty. With both of us choosing this marriage, not threatening it. Relief flashed in her eyes, but she also understood this wasn't a win. It was a warning. Okay, she whispered. I'll earn your trust back. And I'll rebuild mine, I said. She stepped close enough to touch me but didn't. And I didn't reach for her. Healing begins with space, not with grabbing what's broken. For the first time in years, she looked like the woman I once knew, the one who held my hand in grocery lines and hid her face during thunderstorms. But this time she didn't take my hand. And this time I didn't offer it. That night we slept in separate rooms. Not out of anger, but because sometimes the road back to each other starts with standing apart instead of clinging together.